I want to show y'all too, with the Hexa chain, I feel like they're just focusing on the top plate of the tooth, you know. It's not a real steep angle or whatever, but they're focusing on the top plate of the tooth. And, you know, that's just what they're doing. And if you come over here and look at this chain that I ground on my grinder, it's not a Hexa, but it's really not any different. I'm using a littler wheel, like the 325 wheel, and all I'm doing is focusing on the top plate of the tooth per se, really. And that little side is just a little burr off of it or whatever. See, I broke that off. So I'm really just focusing on the top of the plate like Hexa is, with a little, maybe a little steeper angle or whatever. And, you know, so, and that gets me back to where I was at with the Hexa, with the Husqvarna chain and stuff. They're just focusing on the top of the plate. That stuff cuts good, and there's no gullet out or anything. So anyhow, I just wanted to throw this in here on the end of the other video. All right, I was asked by one gentleman to if I could do a video close-up filing with this Hexa, and I run that 462 today in a video. You'll see that sometime. You may, I don't know which one you'll see first, possibly this one, but the Hexa chain done really good. It's really smooth. It's in red oak. And to the gentleman that asked this question, Mr. William, you bought the EXL chain off of me. I'm going to ship or box it up and ship it. I don't know if they're open tomorrow, being it's, you know, some people's off for the holiday or whatever. But either tomorrow or Tuesday, probably Tuesday, because of that. But anyway, and to Ram Outdoors, I've got your saw boxed up. It's taped up. Just with the weather and work and everything, I haven't had a chance to get and ship it. So when I ship the chain, I'll ship your stuff. And I'm sorry it's took so long for you to get it. I know it was a giveaway, and I told you like 2 weeks ago I'd be shipping it pretty soon, to the latter part of the week, but I never got around to it. I wish we had one in my hometown, FedEx or something I could ship. And the only reason I ship FedEx is because I have trouble with the post office taking saws and whatnot, or anything that smells oily or whatever, they kick it back. But anyhow, you will get your stuff. That too, so I'm gonna be right here. So, but anyway, I'm gonna do the best I can. What I try to do is I set the file in there, get it, and I'll show you this angle, and then I'll show you up over top. But I try to get it in there, and I may be a little off because, see, you can rock this just a little bit, and then that changes your deal or whatever. But I try to get it setting flat, where I know it's setting flat. And once you get in the groove, it ain't bad. You get it flat. And like apparently I was off my groove last time just a little bit. Well, and you can kind of tell where the file needs to be sitting. And then you just file like any other deal. And keep your... To me, if you're good at round filing, well, this ain't bad. I guess it's just because it's new to me and me trying to make it perfect. But to me, if you're pretty good at round filing, then heck, you round file pretty good. But this video will help me out a lot, because I'll be able to see how I'm filing and whatnot. But it's kept the same contour, so it's not bad. But what I was getting at, my file, Now that I got it close up, see how it's got them lines on the top? It's got 4 sides. It's got the lines on top. This bottom side is smooth. So it's got 1, 2. All right. That does. Let's get back on that tooth I was at. I think it's this one. Yeah. So these 2 sides here is filing this tooth all at once, kind of like when you're square filing. So you got this bottom right here that's getting the bottom part of this, what would normally be the hook, right? And then you got the top side of it that's getting the top of the hook and the top plate. So that's one side. It is. I'm squiggling my file a little bit. And this is the same file. I've converted several. Y'all already know that. I've already talked about it. And this is not really dull. I'm just doing it for video purposes. Maybe done by the time I get done playing with it, right? Maybe dull. So, but anyhow, so then when you come over here to do this side, you keep your lines at the top. I was using what I would call the right-hand side. And now you come over this side, which is the left-hand side. Yep, because you flip the file, yep. So now this side is using it, you know, it's getting used every which way you turn it. So to me, you really only have 2 sides. Yeah, I can flip it over, and there's lines right here. But it's and it may do all right. It may not do bad like that. It's the first time I tried it. It seems like it's kept better, actually. But you can tell this file is starting to get a little wear on it, but I don't know if it keeps the same hexa profile. It don't. It raises it up a little bit because it's got these grooves. Wherever they're at. It raises it up a little bit. But, I mean, I guess you can flip it over, but it's not exactly the same. Now, you can take a grinder. See, here. Trying to find. See, it raises up. Yeah. So, but yeah, you can flip it, but and I guess you could cant your file down just a little more, and it'd be okay. But technically, to be right, you really only got 2 sides with this file. And it may be, I mean, it may be just the files I got. I ain't looked at the other ones. See if they're like that. Let me check them. I still got the other 4 in the package. I'm not even, yeah, they all have the lines too. I've not even took them out. I've not even took them out. They're still in the package. So, but anyhow, I've done quite a bit of filing with this file. Nevertheless, is, you know, and I think you can see it there, and you can tell it's. It's not grabbing as much as what it once was. It's not as the file's not as grabby as what it was when I first got it, by no means, right? or when you use a fresh one. Like I say, you twist that a little bit, it throws your angle off, so you got to really kind of watch. Which I think, I touched this up, and you know, I was just starting to file this chain or whatever, getting used to the file, and I still am, because I ain't used it just a ton. And nevertheless, I think as long as you hit that top plate fairly decent, you're gonna have a pretty sharp chain, okay? But that's what it looks like coming in the side. And then y'all bear with me, I'll try to raise you up. It's gonna be you're gonna be a little bumpy there for a moment though. I got a new microphone, I need to use it. I didn't use it none today. I put it in the truck, but I was kinda in a hurry trying to get going on cutting and whatnot. So if I can get y'all a little closer, I'll try to get over here and get you right over the top of a tooth. Man, that's just about damn sexier than sauce on a rooster. That's right up on that's what we call the money shop, baby. I just don't know where I'm at. Correlation to the tooth off shop now. I don't know which way I was going. Let's see, I need to do one on this side. So I'll roll this one up. So I'm gonna have to get over here. I'm trying not to bump y'all and get right where I can show you. Well, that's one I've already done, but we'll hit it again. Actually, I'm gonna keep my spot. I'm gonna roll on to the next one. You can see it's not beat all too crap. Well, I don't know if you can see it through the camera or not, but it's still not the, I'm gonna have to short stroke it because the stand is right here. Let me come through the stand. But that's the way the file kind of looks, you know, setting flat. You get about an 1/8 inch of and see if you rock it, that changes that point. If you twist that, you twist it this way, it raises up some. So I try to get set flat. And what I do kind of when I first start is I'll rock it around. And you can tell when it sets flat. And that's when she's setting flat right in there. And I might have been off the last time, you know. And if it don't feel like it's biting good, I might cock it just a little bit back to the tooth to get it going. Because you got to get this gullet part right here ground down with the bottom side of this file to get in there, right? Or for the hexa file to actually start doing what it needs to do. And yes, I hit y'all, sorry. And this is a rough filing job. I'm gonna try it one-handed. So I touched that up a little bit. I mean, it ain't great, but it's touched up. Everything looks clean, and I'm in the tooth. And let me check the back side. I always come to the back and kind of check where my file's riding at. And then it's not terribly off, so I might could have raised up just a little bit. Now I'm getting in there where the money's at. So, you know, you wipe the dust off and it ain't bad. You can tell when your file's biting if you're... And what I do is I just... Sometimes with the line, this line, the sight line or whatever you call it, the marker line or the... You know what I'm talking about. Little guideline back here. Can't remember exactly what it's called, reference line, or it ain't that, but it's another name like that. A lot of times I'll go by that, you know, on chain, but if it's not too steep, STIHL's true marks are a little steeper than some, and I don't quite go by that. But all I do, as long as the teeth ain't just mangled up and wore completely out, I just try to go the same way they were from the factory. And that comes in sharpening your chain whenever you I'm doing all that one-handed. That comes in sharpening your chain when it gets a little dull, instead of letting it get plumb wore out, rounded off, or whatever it may be. That way you can, and like last time I touched this up, I might have got, see that it's a little flatter on the angle, but I'll bring it back around maybe. Yeah, I think I do better filing with one-handed and when the camera stands in the way than when I do when I'm really trying. I say I'm getting a little bit off. But I hit the stand. That's part of it. It takes a little getting used to, and see I'm rocking the file, and then you get it back right, and you can tell that the top plate's a little far away from the file. I'll touch that up a little later, but you get my gist. So it's not terrible, and I'll lower y'all back down, and then we'll get on that side plate again. I'll really get after one, and we can kind of look at it, and I'll go back and probably watch this to see if I'm doing anything kind of silly or not. Because sometimes, shoot, when I'm trying new stuff, you know, I'm not claiming to be the best at everything and know everything when I'm doing this channel, because I don't. I can fell trees, I can make money at it. There's my tooth that I was working on. I'll back y'all up just a minute. I can fell trees, make money, and do all that kind of stuff. And run saw and mechanical on saws, but never will you hear me say on this channel that I'm the best and I know everything. I have my opinions about some things, you know. And there's things that I like doing in a certain way, or certain saws that I like running, or what have you. And you can tell if you're not pushing down, like just instead of pushing back or lifting up like you normally do with the round file, you just need to make sure that file stays down there, so this bottom part of the file is working the very bottom of the tooth. This part right here is working that, because if you start raising up, it'll work this file, I think, plumb out of the tooth. Because you see, I'm not even on the tooth or on the top plate right now, but I had that material in the way, and it was keeping me from the top of the file getting to the top plate where I needed to get at. In a way, now I'm up there tight where I should have been. And I'm moving material, and that's fairly good. I got a little bit of a burr up top I need to get off. I need just light strokes. I'm just doing light strokes now to get that burr off there. And the reason I went over that is because I changed the angle of the tooth a little too much. When I come back, you know, it was too flat, and this tooth right here is kind of rounded off where I run it today. But I ran it in red oak, like, you know, it's not the softest wood in the world, definitely not the hardest probably, but you know, it's really hard wood. Oak's pretty hard wood. Hickory and stuff like that is probably some of the hardest wood around here. And stuff, so. And if you do light strokes when you're starting out, till you get used to the file, even if you do kind of mess up your angle or cock the file like this or like that and get it off a little bit. If you're doing light strokes and not trying to take a lot of the tooth, you can straighten it up pretty good, right? And the ones I converted, I took my little round file right here, because they had like a little tit or whatever, not a tit, but like a little beak down here. And all I did was get this right here. I just did this number to get that beak out of there. And that's where I'm saying with the round file, if you got a real messed up tooth, just get a small file, get up here and get this tooth worked out. You can kind of angle it like that, and then you'll be come in here with this, you know, per se, and you ain't having to sit here and wear this file out. I'm trying to get the tooth back right since I used that round file, but it's pretty good. Like for instance, you ain't sitting there wearing it out on a boogered up tooth, wearing out this expensive file. Like this tooth right here is not terrible, but it's not the best. I need to keep my spot, move the chain, not move myself, right? All right, this corner is knocked down just a little bit on this one. And like I say, flipping it upside down, I feel like it changes the profile of the tooth a little bit, but I don't guess it does. But you got these ridges, it's going to be up and down if you use the whole file, unless you sand or grind them off, Dremel them off, whatever you want to do. But you get this thing right, and just remember to hold it right. And if you're used to twisting your file, you know, like most people that round file do, you got to get out of that notion, because it really screw you up on this. Just keep it flat. I think I was. Push it back and don't be wiggly like, you know, this way. That's pretty much all you gotta learn about with this, and then you can tidy it up. Keep my spot, move the tooth west. But yeah, it's not bad. Actually, really quick. Like I say, as long as you ain't dulling it terribly bad, that tooth's good enough for me. But like I say, I don't know how that would do if you flip it upside down. You got bumps, you know, if you're holding it flat like you're supposed to. But it cuts it. I mean, it'll file that way. I just don't feel like it's good to do it. And there I am moving my crap again and not paying attention. But like I say, I'll step back here and look at my tooth. You know, the point when they come factory is just above this crease right here. So I'm pretty close to what it is. But I think as the tooth gets smaller, which that line goes down, I think pretty much you should be right above that line the whole time. But the tooth taper down, so does the line. So when your file's sitting there, you should be just right about above that line. You see on this last one that's done, I'm right there at it too. Which you can't see, it ain't real defined like it is when it's from the factory, because, you know, you get them little burrs or whatever. And sometimes I hold it kind of, I'll file it up just a little bit. Instead of straight, just flat across, I kind of hold it up where the gap of the tooth is right. See, I wasn't catching them there. I had it cut back I'm not filing nothing there. You can tell when you're right because you'll be filing a lot better. Or your file will be grabbing like a regular file will. If your file don't feel like it's grabbing unless it's just plumb wore out, I don't think the file's sitting in there right. See now, there I am. When you cock it right, it's not bad. I got that too fucked up. Well, I'm still just doing light strokes. Nothing killer and nothing major. Light strokes. And then that tooth is back ready. And it's back sharp, just like it was from the factory. It cut really good, and like I say, I touched this chain up myself. Get them burrs off there, or dirt, whatever it is. But it takes a little getting used to if you're used to round filing. To me, it does. If you ain't very good at round filing, this may be really easy for you to do. You know, it may not be a bad deal. I'm not gonna sit there and sharpen every one of them while you're on camera, but it's already turning into a 26-minute video. But anyway, there's a little bit of me filing on the Hexa. This video number will be 29. I don't know if I already done 29, but listen to me. If I don't put a number in the video, like earlier today I didn't because I was thinking about cutting, just comment something, or comment, hell, make your own number up. I don't care. And I don't know what you're meaning. And your name will still be entered, you know. I don't kind of sound silly, but I can't remember it every time. I try to, really, I do. But when I get to thinking about talking to y'all or telling you, then, you know, it comes off my mind. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and I hope this helps. The gentleman that was asking me, there's that tooth that I done last time, and it's down a little bit. That point's down a little bit. See, it's a little bit right at that crease. It should be just a little bit above. That one's just a little bit above. And really, I don't know that it matters, but that's the way it comes from the factory. So, thank y'all. Appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.